Welcome back. I want to introduce you now to a very talented educator who has a really great idea for, I guess, a really important part of a child's education. And that's something that happens in the kindergarten, first grade, and that is learning how to read. Jody McMaster is here.
Hello.
Hello. And your main job is you are a teacher.
Correct, yes.
And you're always with the little ones for the most part.
Always. First grade, yeah.
First grade.
And I love it.
It takes a special kind of patience.
Yes.
They're wonderful, but I cannot imagine every day all the different things that you have to deal with.
And I love it.
So you were noticing, you were saying one of the big things that's important to first grade is getting kind of reading under their belts.
Correct.
And you were seeing some challenges. What are the challenges
Absolutely.
when it comes to the traditional way that we're teaching kids how to read in classrooms?
Well, I felt like the way that we were teaching long vowels was very disconnected. We had, we taught them all these different word tricks to try to get them to remember which vowel made which sound within the word.
Right.
So we would teach them if two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. We teach them about a magic E or a mean E, or we teach them word families. We teach them all these hodgepodge rules, which is great, except for if you're a beginning or struggling reader and you're trying to read a long vowel word, it takes 10 or 15 seconds for you to remember which little word trick goes with the word they get stuck on. So what I was finding was that students were starting to get frustrated and confused, and they wanted to give up, and reading wasn't fun, and they were really struggling with it. So I wanted to create one concrete reading strategy that they had to remember, just one strategy that could be applied to many different long vowel words.
You didn't want them spending their, mental energy thinking, which rule do I use?
Exactly.
Which does, and I like what you said, once they start thinking about it and not sure which rule, it derails the whole rest of the process.
Right, they forget what they're reading, they'll lose comprehension, all those kinds of things. So
this idea, it's called Circus Vowels, and we're showing you as we're talking here. It's a book and it's a kit that goes to the classroom or to the homeschooler.
Correct.
Or in fact also home. I know I was the kind of mom when my kids were little that I always wanted to have the stuff at home too, so I could be supportive at home with whatever we needed to do.
Correct.
So while we're talking, I want to let you know that it's at circusvowels.org. Is that right?
Yep.
So you've got this issue. You're working with the kids. You're busy enough as it is. What made you think I'm coming up with a system? Like I'm going to develop this whole thing?
Well, I felt like the system was kind of broken. Like I felt like there wasn't a good strategy out there that was really helpful. And then also too, I had lots of friends that had young children, and they said, Jody, I don't know how to teach my child long vowels. So that's what the book does. The book actually is geared for parents because a lot of parents don't know how to teach their children long vowels. So this will actually teach the parent how to teach their child and teach their child at the same time.
That's perfect.
So
it's fun. I mean, it's very
it's interactive. They move around, and it's very relatable to children because all the vowels are brothers and sisters in the book, and the consonants are moms and dads. So how could you get more relatable, right?
And exactly. And how from the time that you thought I'm going to do this to the time that we're standing here with this kit, how long of a process was that?
Probably at least 10 years. I came up with the idea and started teaching it just on my own for several years, and then
it's really important though, because you were using it already in the classroom before we kind of formalized.
And finding a lot of success with it. I was finding a lot of success, and so I started getting emails from people wanting to know how it worked. So I thought, well, maybe I would put the words in the pages of a book, and I did that. And then these are all the things that I used to teach it, but I got them all from different random spots. So then I decided, well, I want to create my own kit,
whole thing.
And then all the teacher has to do is get the kit, and then boom, they're done. They can have it.
And that's it. Well, let's take a look. We're going to unbox it a little bit for you, and then when we take a break, we're going to bring some very good-looking and intelligent little children out who are going to show us how it works. But just so you know, with this kit, you're going to get the book. You're going to get these
32 letters, which are capital on one side and lowercase on the other side.
Okay. So those will show us kind of all in the box here.
Yep.
And one kit will work for one classroom?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
One kit for one classroom.
Okay.
Yep.
And so we want to make sure everyone knows, if you do have a classroom that you're kind of thinking about to, you could do 25 kids or so, 30 kids.
Yeah, and there's posters in here too, because I know a lot of times when I'm reading with my students, they get stuck on a word. They just need that little visual clue that they can look up at and think, oh yeah, that's right. So there's visual clues that teachers can hang on their classroom walls in here, as well as, I know I put the vests on the students and then can't think of a word to create. So there's over 240 words in a word list.
Really lets them know what to practice practice and what are good
Absolutely,
examples on
absolutely.
how to
Gives them great
practice.
ideas. And then because, phonics and word recognition is such an important skill to have, I have created over 20 different ideas that teachers can do other than circus vowels with the vests on.
Awesome.
Lots of fun activities that the kids love. My students love to put the vests on and do
Well,
different
yeah, they're not just having to sit there.
Yeah.
They can do something, move around a little bit, and
Exactly,
yeah, I
and they're
mean,
interactive, and that's what kids like. They get up, they like to move, they like to be a part of the lesson, and this gives them that opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. And like I said, before I go to the break, I just want to let you know while we're talking here, I know during the commercial break, circusvowels.org is where you want to check to start. When we come back, we're actually going to kind of have our examples here that are just chomping at the bit. So we're going to get them on TV here and show you how this kind of works in real life.